Hello, everyone. How are you? I am Violet Lee, your Tai Chi examiner. And today I'm very happy to interview a new friend of mine. Yes, I have heard about her good work before, and but I never really had a opportunity really talk to her in depth and to understand her thoughts and many things. But today we're going to have the opportunity together and talk to Yolanda Kelly. And hello, Yolanda. Say hi to
Hi, Violet. Thank you for inviting me. You're so kind.
Well, thank you for joining us. I know you're very, very busy. For everyone's information, Yolanda is an architect, and she's also a professor and teaching design at the University of Mexico. And not to mention, she is a Qigong instructor for 20-some years, and she does that 3 times a week. I have no idea how she can manage all these 3 very, very important jobs. But without further ado, and let's start talking to Yolanda. And Yolanda, I heard a little story about how you started your journey, because everybody had a little bit of a beginning, just, like myself, it's very accidental. And then how did you start your journey of doing this healing out of Qigong?
Yes, Violet, thank you. It started more or less accidentally. My entry to the Taoist arts was through Feng Shui. And my entry to Feng Shui was also through another door, which was geobiology. And that started out with something I needed to fix for my little daughter who couldn't sleep. And then this teacher that was teaching me started teaching me Feng Shui, the art of Feng Shui, and referring to the earth as a body, as a big body. So what I learned to do was what he called geopuncture, as like similarly to acupuncture, but geopuncture, using some very specific sites. When I was starting to learn to understand energy on the earth, I would do like some cures in some sites at the building or at a piece of land.
So is that like the Feng Shui, the Chinese saying Feng Shui?
The Feng Shui. So
interesting. Mm-hmm.
So then through Feng Shui, I started understanding the Taoist vision. And fortunately enough, after some years, I got to encounter who was my first teacher in the basics of the healing Tao arts.
I started. Is a Mantache, or it was the Pengming? Who was your first teacher?
Well, my first teacher was a student or an instructor certified by Mantache, and she was here in Mexico. Her name is Janet Nutis. And so she started with a very small group here in Mexico, which led to other teachers in the US who are part of the Healing Tao. And then I got to be certified by Mantache in New York some years later. And so I kept on practicing the Qigong and kept on looking for more teachers. So then I ran into a teacher who lives very near the city in Cuernavaca, and he is a Taoist priest now. His lineage comes from the White Dragon, and he's a disciple of Wu Chengzhen Fengshan, who is the abbess in Wuhan.
I see. Well, isn't that interesting? I mean, everybody, if they started learning the healing art, and then unless they not wholeheartedly, and if they really pay attention to it, and it's just like you and me. And it's like the more we learn, the more we want to know, right? And the more we want to
For
learn.
sure.
And I see your journey has been taken you from one place to the other, and more you develop your knowledge and your skill, and then that's amazing. That's very good. And sorry for the interruption, and keep talking about your journey.
Yeah, no, it's great that you put it that way, because no, I always tell my Taoist fellows or students that I feel I need many lives to get to grasp something, no, more. The more I go deeper into the Tao, the more I think that I need to know, or practice, but not from the mind, so just from this consciousness of what it can be or build in our lives as a very, very strong foundation. So what I wanted to tell you is about this Mexican teacher. He's French Mexican. He introduced me to Zhineng Qigong, which is medical Qigong, and he studied under the practice of a student of Pang Ming. And
yes,
so perhaps your audience is not very familiar with Pang Ming, who...
Well, some of the folks, the people in the U.S., and they've been learning Zhineng Qigong, which was created by the master or teacher, or whatever you call it, Dr. Peng Ming, because Peng Ming has this clinic in China, supposedly have healed a lot of people. So it's great. And then you also have opportunity to start that system.
Yes. So just to further a little bit, Pang Ming is a doctor. No, he had this hospital in Huaxia that only treated patients with Qigong. There were no medicines, just Qigong. And so he got patients that were very, very sick, or that had been diagnosed terminal illnesses. And there was a very high level of cure within this practice of Zhineng Qigong. Then for a while he had to hide in the mountains, as all of you know, there was a persecution of teachers and of practicing groups in China for a very long time. And then he got to come out again to be seen by the public and to teach again in 2021, after the pandemics. Just in that year he appeared. So he left a black-haired doctor, and he came back a white-haired doctor. So we're very happy that he's out, like in the public again. And if you'd like, I would like to share an image of Pang Ming,
yes,
if that's okay.
Please do. Okay, and then
great. So
okay.
just to let your audience know, Pang Ming shared 3 forms of Zhineng Qigong, and he called Zhineng Qigong the Qigong of the intelligence, or of the consciousness. And so this phrase that I have put here beside his image tells us that mastery of Qi is really achieved through mastery of consciousness. We use consciousness in a careful, craftsman-like way to shape our life, to attain our goals. If we use modern terminology to name this process, we call it Qigong. So
yes,
this is more or less what I can give you, like, very simply about Pang Ming. And I have found through this practice to become more aware of my body. Like, I think I really started working the channels, the meridians in the body, through the Zhineng Qigong practice. It goes through different levels, through the what we call the Hunyo and Qi outside ourselves, like our field of energy, and then it goes to the Hunyo and Qi, or the combination inside our bodies. And so I could start like fusing everything that I had learned in the Healing Tao and then within the Zhineng Qigong, and I feel my health, and no, you called me a busy woman, but I think that without the Qigong, I would not be able to be this busy. So I always tell like everyone that I can do everything that I do because of the Qigong. So I'm very
wonderful.
grateful.
Yeah, well, just for the audience, and Zhineng Qigong and Dr. Peng Ming created. There are two characters. First one is Zi, means intelligence or conscience, and then Nen means energy. And so yes, a lot of time when we have the knowledge, and when we consciously and doing something, we can create that energy. And this reminds me, American doctor, which is how should I say, visionary, and he was with University of New York University, so NYU, a great school and a wonderful business school, and he works there, and he saw patients, thousands of patients. And then eventually he found out a lot of time it's not people are sick, especially they have pain. It's because something else than the physical or
Sure.
pathologically have anything wrong. And he called it's a knowledge learning. So in many ways, and kind of similar. Of course, their approach is a little bit different. But I think doctors and scientists and start really understand the importance of the mind part and the intelligence part and the conscience part. So it is great. And thank you very much for sharing with us the information about Dr. Peng Ming, and I'm so glad now he is out. Yes, I know Chinese government sometimes could do something crazy. And
yeah, well, every people do crazy things. Every culture has this.
Yes, and then it's good to know he is out now, and then and I really appreciate that you share that quote with us. And so I remember last year during the Be Like Water retreat in Mexico City, and you taught the Zhineng Qigong session. It was, I felt really good. I don't know if you noticed, because there were so many people learning that from you, and I was there as well. And yeah, after I follow you, said, first of all, this is not really that easy. And second thing is, after I did that session, I felt really good. So thank you.
I'm happy. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that, Violet.
Yeah. And I actually took quite a lot of picture of you leading the session. I should have sent you some of the pictures. So speaking about the retreat in Mexico, and last year was incredible, was amazing, right?
It was amazing. It was so beautiful. Yes.
And I am very grateful that Master Sharon Smith is doing the retreat again, and this time, and it's in another location in Mexico. It's southern Mexico. It's called Palenque, right?
Palenque.
Sorry about my pronunciation.
It's perfect.
So my understanding, you are also invited back because you were liked by the attendees. So what are you going to do? Teach us this time, and especially this retreat. The theme was shedding, SHEDDING. Sometimes English pronunciation is not good either. So
well,
what are you
mine is not
going
good
to
enough as well.
so so what are you going to teach us, and then how to share the old self and become the new me?
Yeah. Well, thank you, Violet. And I also have to say that I enjoyed your Tai Chi practice a lot. And then I enjoyed
Thank you.
I enjoyed seeing you practicing alongside the river, which was very beautiful to see. So I'm happy to be sharing this space with you and the other instructors as well. So yes, thanks to Sharon, Rachel, and all the efforts put in this. So yes, well, the setting, which is not near the jungle in Palenque, and being in this ancient place of the Mayan culture is something that I think it's going to be very rich. And my approach to this, like being the snake year, the next year, we will have
Yes.
the yin wood snake starting.
Mm-hmm.
So my approach will be connecting to the earth, first of all. Like the earth is the great composter of everything, no? She takes everything that's rotten, and with that, it makes new life. Mm-hmm. So for me, shedding has to do with connecting with that quality within us that has to let what is not useful anymore, let it shed, and let it rot, and let it come into a new life. Mm-hmm. So I will talk a little bit about this timing of practice, and the practice that has to do with daily letting the old things die and allowing the new things to come. So this will be more or less the connection that I will want to make.
That sounds really good. That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I hope that the students attending will be happy with this approach and all the practices that we will be sharing as teachers. So just a second, Violet.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay because I have my kitten, so perhaps you can cut this part. Is it possible?
You can bring your kitten up. I don't think the audience might. They're part of life. They actually. I have a dog, and sometimes my dog Kobe will come to my class, and yeah. Okay. So if you need to take care of your kitten,
I need to open the door for him because perhaps he needs to go out.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's because he was sleeping right beside me. There we go. So when he's that insistent, it's not because he wants to be taken up and patted, but he needs to go outside. But anyway.
I see. Okay. Well, now everybody's happy, right? The kitten is happy, and we're also happy. And so I'm really looking forward to your class. And in Maya Bell, right? That's the place we're going to have the retreat. And so this year there is a special program. Of course, this one is not saying everybody has to go. That's what my understanding. If people have interest, they can participate in this. It's called Temazcal. Do I pronounce it correctly? And I was told it's an ancient practice. And of course, it's good for the mind and the body and the soul. So it's an ancient Mexican practice, and it's an art. And would you just enlighten us what it is?
Sure. The name, like in modern Spanish, the name is Temazcal. But let me share some images with you, and then alongside the images, I will start telling you the history of the Temazcal. So here we have like, I took some images from this Mexican magazine called Mexican Archaeology. And Temazcal, the word comes from Nahuatl, the language, no, of Nahuatl language, which is not Mayan, which is more like a central language in Mexico. And the Temazcal has had like different names according to the region where it is practiced, but it is a common practice in pre-Hispanic Mexico. So it comes from, the roots are temas, which is steam, like water, steaming, and cali, which means house. So it's the house of the steam. And here you have an image from a codex, no? The codexes were depictions of the daily life in pre-Hispanic Mexico. And so we have this structure showing a door, a small door, and then a furnace towards the left side, where this furnace would be turned on just to heat one of the walls in the Temazcal, in the structure. And so people would go inside and seal the doors so that the steam wouldn't go out, and they would throw water on the wall. And sometimes it would be also like herbs infused water. And they would stay there for some time. And perhaps your audience can relate to this if they know the Lakota Sweat Lodge or some practices also in the North American indigenous people. And so it could be this kind of structure, or it could be sometimes like up to 30 people coming inside a hole dug in the earth and covered with also clay. So it would be like a womb of the mother, like going back to the womb of the mother.
Interesting.
And then in this sense, it kind of, I relate it like you go back to the origin and you're born again. So if you know the relationship with Shi Wang Mu, the goddess mother, you know,
oh yes,
and the
yes.
golden passage, I think it relates to the uterus. So I think those practices, or these practices of heat and steam, can go back to those like those images of the womb and going back into the origin, you know? So here we have some more images of the structures of Temazcal. At your right, you have like the structure made of clay, like clay bricks, and you will go in and have a hole in the middle of the structure where you will put heated stones, and then on them you will throw the water and put the steam to work. And here you have finally a couple of images. This is like an imagined interior of a Temazcal drawn out of this kind of old structures found, excavated. No, this is in Morelos, in Xochicalco, but more of these structures have been found next to ceremonial sites, next to the ball game that the ancients used to play. And so here we can have an idea of what this kind of building can do. And normally you will do 4 doors, what are called 4 doors, where in each door they will put in some more heat and you will put in some more water until you're cleansed. So this practice is related to either cleansing after giving birth, or cleansing when you have like problems with heat and cold, no? And they'll also can relate to Chinese medicine practices,
yes,
like
very
excess
much
or deficiency. And so I think it's a beautiful idea to have it in the retreat, because I see how it relates to shedding, to just letting the steam wash no, everything that's not needed, or all the toxins or away, and you are born again.
Definitely. And I also like the concept you were talking about. It's like a womb. And then that's really about the yin energy. And I think Master Sharon Smith, and when she created this kind of retreat, and she really would like the people pay more attention to so-called the yin energy. And oftentimes, you know, we look around and we see so much yang energy, and then it's too much yang and too little yin. So this is very fitting, and to have Temazcal and in this shedding retreat. And so, and thank you so much for explaining what it is and what is good for that. And you know what? I'm going to give it a try.
Yes, give it a try. It's a strong experience. No, I have done many Temazcals in my life, but I remember the first one, it was very strong. So
should people, should I wear a bathing suit, or what should I do?
Yes, just wear a bathing suit that you don't mind that it gets hot or extends, no, but bathing suit is fine. And you go in, and normally you will crawl inside the Temazcal, because nowadays there are built like in a low building. So you crawl inside the womb of the Mother Earth, and the floor will be normally just compacted earth. So you will be in touch with the earth, and you will be either sitting or lying down inside the Temazcal. And you will experience this sensation of breathing the steam in, and allowing your body to experience that heat inside as well.
Wow.
So give it a try. Yes.
Really, really
by all
cool.
means.
Yeah, by all means, I definitely go for that. And well, I know you've been, you know, very busy, and I'm very proud of you. And of course, nowadays we know there are a lot of Mexican female architects, and they even participated in the international, you know, community and doing good work. And but I imagine when you first started and learning and having your career in this field, probably there are not so many women like yourself and bravely embrace this industry, right?
Yes, right. It was very challenging at the beginning. I remember the first job I got, I started making a team with a friend of mine who's a male architect, and they called him architect, and they called me señorita, no, like lady. Yes, so it was challenging to be respected by the workers and to be acknowledged. But I'm very passionate about my work, and I'm very happy that nowadays there are so many women in Mexico doing architecture and being recognized, not only by their architecture as you know, like as an external beautiful piece, no, but for their community work. They have been recognized, like, to go, because they go to the communities and they work with them, and they work the building for them. So
that's
this is
so
like
neat. That's so neat. Yes,
so
yes.
beautiful.
I think you know, after all, you know, hundreds of years, and now people realize, and a lot of time, the building actually affect our lifestyle and affect our thinking, but it should be the other way around, right? And then, so I'm glad that's what you guys do, go to the community center and understand their needs and doing that kind of work. That's great. So, sorry, I know you're busy, but one more question, if I may.
Go for it, Violet. Thank you.
But back a few years ago, I wrote an article about Mexico City. They had a so-called mega Tai Chi. There were like 5,000 people. and then they came out and then practiced Tai Chi around World Tai Chi Day that time. Of course, they cannot really do it on the exact day because there are just certain regulation and so forth. They block a few streets, a few blocks, and they're doing that. And so looks like Tai Chi is very popular there. So how about Qigong in the US, and more and more people know about Qigong. So how about in Mexico or Mexico City? Is that the same thing? People understand Qigong more now?
Well, you know, Tai Chi is more known that Qigong. I get this most of the time when I teach Qigong, the people will go like, what is Qigong? No, not many people know what Qigong is. And I always use Tai Chi to explain Qigong, no? So that they can relate the work of energy to something that they know. But what I have seen in the last couple of years after the pandemics, what I have seen is a lot of Chinese teachers that were students of Pang Ming, no? And they're coming to Mexico and they're teaching Zhineng Qigong, and it is becoming more and more known, which is...
That's great. Yeah.
It makes me very happy. And I think that it's going to extend because people are starting to see the benefits, the health benefits, and the whole being, no, is starts to be more in harmony and happier, and no.
Yeah.
So, but still, I get this question: what is Qigong?
So. Exactly. Well, recently I went on a cruise, a trip, and it was going from New York City and going up on the eastboard of the U.S. and end at the Halifax, Canada. So on the cruise, they have so-called Tai Chi classes, and I watched it. Actually, it was Qigong. It's more Qigong than Tai Chi, but yes, of course, Tai Chi and Qigong oftentimes being used interchangeably. So very good, and thank you very, very much, and for
thank
coming.
you, Violet. Thank you very much.
Any questions for me?
Pardon?
I said, do you have any questions for me?
Yes, I think I would like to ask you if you're excited to come to like this setting in the jungle, and also I would like to ask you what you are going to teach.
Oh my God.
I'm going to be the interviewer now.
Oh, okay. And first of all, I'm very, very excited to go there. And Mexico is a huge country, and I've been there a few times, but I only saw such tiny part of it, right? And so I'm excited for this trip. And as far as what I'm going to teach, and I'm teaching something more related to the season, and I'm going to teach is about detoxing, and then working with the liver, and so it's more like a liver focus and the Qigong, and hopefully, people will be interested. There's some fun movements, and I will share with everyone.
So nice. That would make so much sense since we're starting, no, the spring.
Yes,
the spring at the end of the retreat. So, and I think that every one of us needs to relate more to the liver and cleanse it now.
The timeline wise, it's coincide, or will not really coincide. I think that's what Sharon chose with Chinese New Year. So the beginning of the spring. So yeah, very much so. Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed our talk today, and everyone, if you have questions for Yolanda or myself, and then you can post down there. And I also will publish an article to accompany with this interview. Okay, thank you. Bye.